Hey everyone, this is Juan Trevino welcoming you to another Shard System art video. Before I go any further, I want to give you all a heads up that I'll be talking a little bit about my physical condition in this video in regards to how it affects my creative process. I want to reassure you that none of my videos will ever take on a woe is me kind of vibe. If you watched my other videos, watched Andrew's video on Zabio Arts, or followed me on Instagram, I hope it's apparent that even with all the difficulties you could imagine I faced, I'm getting by more than fine. I'm doing what I love, and while yeah, I've had and will have my bad days, they never keep me down for too long. I want my channel's community and the art community in general to be inclusive of all creatives, including those with physical, mental, and emotional conditions. If any of you know somebody who fits this description, let them know the Shard System welcomes them, and that I'd love to hear from them. I want them to know that there may still be ways for them to express their creativity, regardless of whatever they may have. If that person is you, know that I believe in you. I'm here to listen and I hope I can help, so message me. Today I recorded myself doing some draw this in your style drawings. For the longest time, I've seen so many pieces with this hashtag posted by either friends or artists I follow, or in the search tab on Instagram, but it wasn't until recently that I've actually had the time or energy to attempt any. Rather than just going through ones I knew from the start I'd be comfortable with, I wanted to give myself more of a challenge by picking art pieces through some randomization process. So as you can see, I scrolled down the long list of posts under the Draw This in Your Style tag for about 20 refreshes before returning to the top, then giving one final long scroll down. Wherever the scrolling ended, I would choose one of the pictures that ended up on my screen. The first piece I chose was uploaded by @Parororo. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This one really stood out to me because 1, I love anything in black and white, 2, the spooky monster aesthetic is one of my favorites, and 3, I mean come on, look at that face, the hair, the outfit, everything about this is adorable. The one area I immediately realized I might have trouble with was the tentacles. If any of you watching are artists with, say, arthritis or any other condition that limits your mobility, you might know how difficult it is to keep your hand and arm steady while drawing long flowing lines. I'm sure this is also true for all of you who push your limits and draw until your hand starts cramping up. For everyone else, I want you to really appreciate how much range of motion a good arm gives you. You can get a nice long reach because of your shoulder and elbow, and while I know it would still take practice to do so comfortably, I imagine it's possible to draw so many things smoothly and uninterrupted all across your paper. Since most of my motion comes from my neck, and since I also rely on my back muscles to hold me steady over the sketchbook when I'm sitting, it can be hard for me to do curves, like these tentacles, without them looking somewhat scratchy, unless I keep the drawing on the small side. In the end though, I actually really liked how these turned out. Visualizing the black and white stripe pattern gave me a sense of how to position them, so original artist, I'm not going to butcher your name again, thank you for that. It's obvious by now that I didn't follow the original artwork too closely. Instead of going for the hugging the tentacle pose, I wanted to emphasize a monster concept a little more. And my mind went to that one scene in Monsters Inc. where Boo scared Randall. I wanted it to be intimidating, or at least trying to be, but still cute. I loved all the details in the original piece, and had my sharpener worked, I could have incorporated them a bit better, like the suckers and that one spiral eye. The skirt ripples did give me a little trouble, I need to keep practicing fabric foldings, but I think they came out looking well enough, better than I expected, that's for sure. While the first drawing was a lot more dynamic, I have to say this second one was my favorite, since I didn't need to worry about the body. This one was uploaded by @Vivian_Artie. If you scroll through my Instagram, you'll see that most of my sketches are headshots, so this piece was perfect for me. Not only was there a face front and center, but there was so much else going on around it. One thing I really loved about this was the color scheme. The pink dominates in the background, hoodie, and flowers, and it frames everything else really well. The green wasn't used nearly as much, but it breaks things up where it needed to without being distracting. Aside from that, there was a nice touch of gold in the glasses and a darker reddish color on the lips and eyelids. The shading on the skin itself was also really nice. I admire those artists who go as far as to add shadows and highlights. I hope that once I'm confident with adding color to my artwork, my stuff will look this nice. I had fun with adding all the hair flowers too. Again, I feel it would have looked better had I been able to sharpen my pencil, but I was able to get a few sharp lines in there by turning the pencil around occasionally and using the side chisel by all the shading. I think my interpretation made the character look more stereotypically studious, if only because I had no choice but to make the frames of the glasses a thick black instead of its original fashionable color. Not to say a person can't be both at once, of course. Another thing I'm just noticing as of this voiceover recording is I made the face so much wider. It's probably the smile. Yeah, I'll just say it was a smile giving her more cachete. Finally, we arrive at the third drawing. This piece was uploaded by @yellow_pearl, with 2 L's in pearl too. Though they informed me in an Instagram comment that @_abigail.draws_ was a creator of this character, whose name is Annabeth. I'm glad I was able to give proper credit to both. I was debating whether I should include this one or not, since I feel I didn't spend as much time on it as I should have. By this time, my back was already messing with me, and honestly, I should have just left this one for another day. But no, I felt like I could finish all 3 in one sitting. I figured it wouldn't hurt to include it anyways, if anything to show off the original art. I don't have much commentary on my drawing process, but I can compliment the artist and share some random related thoughts. Yellow Pearl has very clean line work, which let the colors take the stage. This piece was the only one to have linear gradients, and even though it was only in the hair and the sky backdrop behind the head, I feel it added a lot, contrasting with the flat colors of the outfit and bushes. I know the overall style is nothing at all like Steven Universe, which I understand may be a strange thing to mention without context, but it gives me the same calm vibe I feel whenever I watch the show. It makes me wish I was wherever this picture is taking place, a park, or someone's backyard garden, lying in the grass and watching shooting stars streak by. Another thought I had while I was drawing this is that the character looks like a human version of Roxanne from a Goofy movie. I think it's the shape of the hair, and I might be mistaken, but I think Roxanne also wears an outfit similar to Yellow Pearl's interpretation of Annabeth at some point in the movie. I'm pretty sure my interpretation ended up looking more like Roxanne than Annabeth. I did try to include the latter's eyeliner and eyebrow shape though. To speak of Abigail draws, as I looked through their posts to see which character this was, I noticed that every character had really nice outfits. And I really like how Abigail uses that sticky note method to add design elements and revisions to her stuff. I might start using that in my design process soon. I want to thank you all again for watching and for your continued support on the channel and on my Instagram, shardsystem.exe. If there's anything you'd like to see me do, let me know. My vision for this channel is that it's equally driven by my interests and your suggestions. For example, someone's already asked if I could do another portrait, and yep, that's on my list. Also, I'm looking forward to meeting other artists along the way and collaborating, like I'm doing with Saskia Sketches. When we first started messaging a few weeks ago, she proposed we challenge each other to create in a way we never had before, and I was all for it. Also, I felt it was only fair to accept since she had already painted a watercolor with her mouth for the Juan Trevino challenge. Go check it out, it's pretty awesome, and while you're there, subscribe to her because she has a lot of cool stuff coming. If you feel I can improve anything in any way, leave me a comment. I'll respond as soon as I can and do my best to learn from your advice. If you could also like the video and subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Until the next video, bye for now.